So a number of days ago, I made a video breaking down every weapon released this season. It was kind of a casual chat, but this time is going to be a little bit more focused, and it also includes the new raid weapons, which were not in the API at that time. So let's take a look at 4 weapons that you should definitely grab for Season 18. So at number 1, we're going to start things off with Smite of Moraine. It's a legendary adaptive frame pulse rifle from King's Fall. I know raid weapons aren't necessarily the most accessible, and that kind of stinks, but it's so good that I think it's going to be worth your time. It has so many good roles, PvP and PvE. Just take a look at the perk list here. It has great combinations like Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie. So any kill is going to be restoring grenade energy. When you throw your grenade, it's going to reload your weapon. And then anytime you get kills, it's going to be buffing your damage with Adrenaline Junkie, or if you get a kill with the grenade, it maxes it out at 5 stacks at 35%. So right there, you have a super intuitive loop right there for tons of damage and ability energy, but you have the same thing with Pugilist. Pugilist is basically Demolitionist, but for melee energy, and then you could combine that with Swashbuckler. It's really a great combo. I don't have this weapon yet. I've not been lucky enough to, but I will definitely be crafting this one first. I'm going to be a sad boy until I get it. I haven't even been able to finish the raid yet, but besides the point, it also has really interesting combinations. Stats for all, 1 for all, of course, is a classic, but there's 2 damage perks on this weapon. So there are situations where Smite of Moraine might be really nice for high-end PvE, because it can roll with focused fire and 1 for all. Neither of those require a kill to get damage buffs, just damage 3 targets in a short period of time, and then focused fire, dump half your magazine on a target, get headshots, and that'll buff your damage as well. Usually the percentages don't add up the way you would think they would, but either way, in high-end PvE content, I think Smite of Moraine is going to do really well with a role like Focused Fury and 1 for all. And pulse rifles can be unstoppable this season, so there's definitely something to look at there. You could also do Moving Target Eye of the Storm for PvP. I think that'd probably be your best bet right there. And this is a craftable weapon, so it's going to be easy to get the perks you want. And then on top of that, of course, you can even enhance these perks, which is just absolutely wild. Honestly, I could see myself having 4 different roles of this thing. I didn't even mention Firefly. If you want to do stats for all Firefly, I think that'd be another great ad clear option. So Smite of Moraine is something I'm probably most excited for on this list. It has a really clear sight. It looks comfortable to shoot from the footage I've seen, and I missed it from Destiny 1. It's a really cool weapon. So definitely looking forward to this one. If you guys have the chance, I would pick this one up if you can. Next up on my list is Yesteryear, the Gambit Pulse Rifle. It's void, it's also adaptive. I'm kind of a sucker for the adaptive frame archetype. It's very comfortable and easygoing. It doesn't have a high TTK in PvP, but it's very comfortable to get that kill. Yeah, overall they're pretty solid. This one though has some interesting, unique, standout perks, such as Desperado. We haven't seen Desperado on anything other than a high impact frame so far, so it's very interesting to have a different option there. And you could really pair that easily with something like Outlaw or Steady Hands. Either of those perks would work really well with Desperado. I just think it's really cool to have other options with Desperado now, not just high impact frames. So yeah, combining Subsistence, Steady Hands, Outlaw, even Perpetual Motion would work just fine for Desperado. Another good option for PvE might be Ambitious Assassin Multi-Kill Clip. You got a big magazine, then every time you reload, you're gonna have a big magazine as well as a lot of damage. So that could be really interesting for sure. If you want to do a solid PvP role, anything with Perpetual Motion, Heating Up, paired with Eye of the Storm or Rampage, I think would be a really good option. Alright, next up we do have another raid weapon. It's Doom of Chelchis. This one has some interesting perk combinations. It's a precision frame scout rifle, maybe not necessarily the best in PvP, but you've probably seen it. Everyone's probably been talking about it. You've seen it in your home feed, I'm sure. Firefly and Dragonfly can roll together on this weapon, and it doesn't create 1 explosion. It actually creates like 2 explosions, a void and a solar explosion, which is super cool. So it is kind of like a primary Cloud Strike, like I've seen some people say. It's a really unique role. I mean, Bungie kind of hasn't held back. Smite of Moraine has some really great perk combinations like we just discussed, and Doom of Chelchis is not any different here. I mean, Firefly, Dragonfly would be good for PvE and PvP. Even other options like Vorpal 1 for all or Vorpal Frenzy would be good for high-end PvE content. Adaptive Munitions is always a favorite of mine. That's super handy. And yeah, there are just a lot of good roles on here, but in particular, the most unique role I would probably hunt is Firefly Dragonfly. I've seen a lot of fun clips in PvP with that role, so if you can and you have time that you're raiding and playing King's Fall, definitely keep an eye out for that role. Alright, and I don't want to make this video too long, but Taipan 4FR is a legendary linear fusion rifle that a lot of people have also been talking about because it's easily craftable in the Enclave, but it is a top tier DPS option with great options like triple tap and firing line. That will serve you really well in encounters like War Priest, War Priest DPS can be kind of a struggle sometimes, but with something like triple tap and firing line, dealing really good damage but also restoring your ammo is a great thing. Like I said, it's craftable, really easy to get the roll that you want. The Void, it might work well with Font of Might and some of your endgame builds, so definitely check that out. But I might have actually just lied a minute ago because I actually wanted to cover 5 weapons. We've got Blood Feud, a legendary kinetic submachine gun. It is an aggressive, firing at 750 rounds per minute. I do like this archetype quite a bit. The weapon design is absolutely wild, but besides that, it does have pretty good perks. Again, you have Pugilist and Swashbuckler together. That's a great combo. You're going to be getting melee energy back, and then you're going to be doing more damage with your weapon after that. And of course, the Origin trait, dealing melee damage, gives this weapon increased target acquisition and range for a short period of time, and dealing damage again extends that effect. So again, doing just a melee attack is going to be buffing your damage, and then you're even going to be getting better target acquisition, basically aim assist and range for a short time. So yeah, Pugilist and Swashbuckler. I do like Ambitious Assassin. It did get a really nice buff this season. Maybe with Focused Fury, it'd be a lot easier to proc that. It's just nice to see another aggressive in the kinetic slot, and it is craftable, so it'll be pretty easy to get the perks that you want. But yeah, definitely check this one out. That's actually all I've got for today. Comment down below with the weapons that you're hunting this season or are really enjoying. Also, don't forget to check out my Discord. I have a link in the description. You can join there. Got a small group, but it's really chill. We just talk Destiny and have a good time. So yeah, if you want to interact more personally and talk about the video or any other video, feel free to drop by. I'd love to have you. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more cool content, and I'll catch you guys next time.